right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the grand finals here for the Collegiate Star League season in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. It's Robert Morris University going up against CU New York, Baruch. And already we've seen the first map go over into Baruch's hands, and it was RMU's pick, so that's put them up against the wall now. As we prepare to jump onto our second map, we have to see RMU battle it back now, otherwise the trophy and the prize will be going to Baruch.
And it would be for the second year in a row that Baruch will take home that trophy in CSL if they are indeed able to secure that map pick on Overpass. And also to the lion's share of a $30,000 prize pool. It is $10K for first place, so not a bad chunk of change for a weekend of play at the collegiate level.
Not bad at all, indeed. So, looking to this second map now, it is going to be jumping over onto Overpass. So, based on what you saw back from Nuke, what are some of the issues that we need to see patched up here moving into the second map? Because I think there was definitely some big ones that we were seeing from RMU. Definitely like a kind of a variance in place. Go ahead.
Yeah, they just didn't look as tactically sharp as they did, the other day. I mean, they looked a lot, more coordinated. They didn't seem nearly as hesitant. They seemed a lot more decisive. They, played with confidence, and they played fast-paced, and they never allowed themselves to get held up or look lost. Whereas I feel like on that Nuke T side, once they lost their big lead, once the pressure started mounting against them, and, Baruch passed them and then kept passing them and kept getting a bigger lead, it just felt like they didn't have any answers. Like, I don't know if it was the pressure got to them or if they just don't have as deep of a playbook as they needed to have in that situation. But whatever the case may be, they need to look at themselves and realize that, hey, yes, this other team we're playing against has all these experienced players, these players that have played at the pro level before in various versions of Counter-Strike. But they also have some really well-experienced players in this team, and they have at times proven to have some capable firepower. So it's about just harnessing that and putting it to good use in this next map.
It seems to me like there was just a little bit too much focus on the momentum, it seemed like, from the team as well. Once they lost that, they were really struggling to get back. Like, morale was going down for them as well. You can kind of see they were really struggling to bring it back. But they still have a chance here. They still have a way to bring it back going on to the second map now. But it is going to be quite a task, as it is Overpass, one of the most challenging maps in the pool, in my opinion. And we are going into it. Baruch once again taking on RMU. Baruch with the lead. They could close out the season right here. But RMU is going to do their best to try and stop this and send it to a third and final map on Cobblestone. Ooh. Let's dive into the pistol.
This is nice. We see the Terrors actually pushing 4 players through long A into the bathrooms. They're going to bypass all the aggression that Toy and company did through Connector. But, oh, no, they might run into it. Toy is already in Connector. He's watching them fall back. He has a teammate nearby as well. This is going to get really awkward.
Toy jumping into the engagement first. They're all going to shuffle right past him, try to overwhelm him, but Unicmeister jumping into the fight too. He makes a second kill happen. Overall, just an even trade at the end of the day. Spermy, however, is going to be caught by Food, who's still holding at the Toxic Barrel's position. He's done quite a bit of damage. Doesn't want to give away his life this early, though. However, now that he knows he's dinked him, he is going to move out. Be careful so as to watch for players like Spermy close up over here. He gets more than he bargained for. Spermy is able to take him down, and Versace gets run over as well. That's given RMU the run of the B site and leaves 4-shot to clutch 1v3.
Oh, man, that's so crazy because 2 players are so low on HP on this team, but somehow they still found a way to get into a 3 versus 1, and 4-shot's already been spotted and tagged.
There's the first pickup from him, though. He's able to finish off Spermy. Looking for the second kill as well. Back with a safe plant box. Can't make it happen. Reality shuts him down, and it's RMU that start off with the lead.
Yeah, that was a really chaotic round for them. I thought they were going to bypass the aggression of Baruch when they were going up long A, but then they decided to go back through Connector, and they fall into a couple of players and have an equal exchange. But as they came into B, they were getting really chipped away at. Like I said, such low HP in a couple of their players, but somehow they navigate through it all, and they get the first round. But, of course, Baruch will be buying up some upgraded pistols and head armor. A little bit of initial aggression, but they pretty rapidly fade back over towards the bathrooms in the A-bomb site. Eagles, you can see, are playing it pretty cautiously, just anticipating some type of gimmick or aggression from Baruch, and it'd be wise to do so. As we saw yesterday on Overpass, Baruch was very aggressive on their CT side throughout the entirety of the game. And the Eagles will be aware of that. They watched it, so you can see that they're making sure not to fall prey to anything crazy.
4-shot still patiently waiting for the push to come his way, too. He's going to get what he asked for. Nice dink, potentially, against Welshie as well, bringing him down to just 20 HP. And it's going to cause a bit of a hold for RMU, but not too much. They'll still be in a pretty strong position to push right past this and start setting up for an eventual potential A execute. However, I wouldn't say it's fully locked in at A just yet, especially considering the stack that's here from Baruch right now.
Oh, yeah, these CZs and close range switching can be very dangerous. And even the Deagle will be able to line it up, actually. That's the first kill. And now 4-shot to hit the P250.
Good run over, however, by Lennox, giving RMU the run of the A site to be able to get control here. At least you think that, with Food only being on the CZ, but he's going to cause some problems for these guys. Gets the cross, finds his second kill. Uniquemeister still playing on the flank as well, and Baruch, out of seemingly nowhere, completely upset round Food, ending up with a massive 3K on the round. And that's tied us up at 1-1. Same exact situation that we started out with on the previous map.
Yeah, those pesky pistols in the close range scenarios. Food making some plays with some great maneuvers with that CZ. And now it's all squared up, but RMU, of course, will force back. And we're going to see this until someone can win a couple of rounds in a row and finally force the economic game of chicken to come to an end and someone have to concede and take a save. But that won't be until maybe Baruch wins this one. Maybe. We'll have to see what RMU can do here. They do get short B control. They have the bomb waiting outside Monster. So it seems like the B split's what they want to look for. But as I say that, they're second guessing it.
A little bit of utility going to be thrown over the top from a distance, though. Just mainly to try and keep some of these CTs planted inside of the site, as they still have Lennox lurking back over by water, too. But the rest of RMU is already very much so rotated back up to the top end of the map and are going for a more, let's say, dedicated push towards the A site here. At least that's the current plan.
Yeah, I mean, well, because Baruch didn't actually get aggressive on A, they actually don't really have any information. So they have to kind of bite on utility a little bit more than maybe you normally would because you don't really have a read anywhere else. This is allowing RMU to kind of manipulate them and get what they hope is a favorable execute where they actually get the least numbers possible to fight against, and they will pick right.
Quickly diving back down to the B side. He's going to leave Toy in a bit of an awkward spot here, but him and Versace, they don't seem to pay much attention to Toy down here. Finally able to knock him out, but now the entire rotate has arrived and just Spermy left in the fight. The bomb did go down, but it's not going to matter much. The retake is happening, and Baruch are going to go up to 2 as they take the lead 2-1 and stop RMU from forcing up again.
Yeah, almost a team ace there. Only Uniquemeister not involved, but he had such a big game last game. He was their top fragger, despite the fact that he's probably one of the least experienced players on the team in comparison to guys like Food, Toy, and 4Shot. RMU does get the bomb plant there, which means they'll have a nice buy in the next round, but they have to get past this one first, just taking a bit of a save. I think that round really just boiled down to the fact they didn't have anyone come through Monster, so it's just so easy for that defender just to kind of sit back and watch them cross the site and get the damage he needed. And that means Baruch has the lead. And RMU, I mean, they're just hunting for a bomb plant in a round like this.
Sadly, no real way to invest heavily into this round with their money just being destroyed on the force up. So they are down on just upgraded pistols for this occasion. Only one player even able to buy armor behind their buy. RMU will just take a nice slow walk right now leading into the bathrooms. And they do get this control for free because there was a bit of an overemphasis from Baruch on long defense. And as a result of this, it's allowed them to pretty much walk right up to the A site.
Indeed, so that bomb plant's actually really likely at this point, which is really all they wanted in this round. This would be a big win for them just to get that money, but they could even maybe make something happen. There's a kill. They could pick up that gun at long A.
Completely oblivious to the push that came in from short for some reason here. Versace's going to get pinched, but thankfully Uniquemeister's going to arrive up the steps from down below just in time to save this. Lennox, with his trade, brings us into a 1v2, and he's not got a rifle to play with too, but you don't want to peek when you're reloading. It's probably not the best idea. He's going to be forced back down to the bottom of the steps. They can start their defuse. It's a 10-second defuse, however, and Lennox doesn't realize that he walks himself right into a Molotov. So Uniquemeister is going to be able to finish things off by burning him out, and that's Baruch. Now leading at 3-1. They're causing quite a bit of damage there.
Yeah, he had the right idea, too, in that 1v2. He tried to put a fire down on the bomb to stop a defuse, maybe knowing that they weren't really going to have kits, but there was a smoke left for Baruch to extinguish, so able to safely get the defuse down. But again, another bomb plant means even more money for RMU, which means they're going to have even more utility than they may have normally had, and they are able to get the AWP into Welshie's hands. That does give them a little bit more to work with. Uniquemeister looking to get aggressive towards Party, just kind of holding out, but lots of flashes coming his way. And again, we talked about how Baruch love to be aggressive on CTSA and overpass. I'm not surprised to see this forward positioning. They will begin to fade back, though, as it is. RMU staging up for B, perhaps. Lots of utility to attack this site.
RMU pretty much ready to dive right in here, though. The molly going into the site. They double molly, I believe, actually, over there. Reality's going to work out. And wow, look at the CT's molly. Food is burned out. Basically, 2 players with 4-shot helping out there a bit. 4-shot has also killed another player. However, trades are working their way in for RMU. They're still staying in this fight by bringing it down to a 2v2. The health pools aren't playing into their favor, but 4-shot missing a shot.
Oh.
He's going to lock him out. He'll just get smoked back by Graffiti. But of course, this position from Meister is pretty much a guaranteed kill. It's left Spermy on his own, and worse, he's pinched. Baruch can try to just coordinate their push down to lock him out. He's getting aggressive, though. He's looking for a push up, but it's not going to work. Meister's prepared for the fight, closes it out by taking down Spermy, and puts another round up on the board for Baruch.
Yeah, I mean, they took nice care to have, the Molotovs they needed to clear out certain angles, but just could not win the trade fights. And in fact, as they were throwing their nades, you could just see the counter utility coming out of Baruch, and they wound up getting burned out by one of those nades from 4-shot. So just not being able to break through, and now they are on to another kind of save scenario, waiting to buy up in the next round. They do have some CZs, sure, but it's going to be hard. And look at Food sneaking around the smoke with his teammate Meister. They are shutting this down, no problem.
Food also looking to try and close things down relatively quickly. The nice flick on Spray there. Sadly, not able to put together the kill in Reality, but does pretty much shut down the round with that double kill, leaving Reality alone in this situation. Even with an M4, he's at 18 HP. This will be a miracle if he could clutch it out. But more than likely, we're looking at a 5th round for Baruch.
Does indeed seem that way, does it? Trying to see if maybe he can't carry over an M4 or something. Or at least see if he can't, cause some economic damage to Baruch, force some rebuys out of them or something like that. He still even could try to go for a bomb plant. But it's going to be tough in a 1-on-3 with the amount of HP he's got to work with.
B's going to be his best bet, with 4-shot being the only one there. And it being an op, so you always have the chance of the shot missing and being able to trade the kill out there. Sadly, he makes the wrong choice. Ends up working his way upstairs instead. That's where, oh.
It seems like something happened there.
I think someone's mouse just died or something.
Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that's unfortunate. However, I believe Versace's still got a pretty easy time to shut this down, and that'll be Baruch going up to 5, and of course we should be looking at a pretty instant pause for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Either he needs medical attention or his mouse herped.
Actually, no pause. Looks like he fixed it in time,
yeah.
so he's
there
good.
You go. So we are going to see RMU buying back up. AK full buy. Decent utility. No WP for Welshie this time around. Double op right now for Baruch. And they made this work really well yesterday, having an op at each bomb site, basically. And Meister actually will get aggressive with the M4 as well. This 4-shot covers their connector. They do have an op boosted watching the short pipe.
Here again, great position. He's committed to that spray, though. And Welshie thankfully had enough for straight to peek into it just in time to be able to pick up the trade on his own regard, bringing it down to a 4v4. Still took quite a bit of damage. In reality, the same. He's lost about 25 HP for 4-shot, though. This is aggressive. They just saw him. They've seen 2 players now, but no one seemed to notice him. So Welshie stayed out in the open, gave 4-shot the angle he needed. He picks up another kill and puts Baruch back into an advantageous position here.
Yeah, good patience by him not to take a shot at the first glimmer he saw, waiting for more guaranteed shot, but now he's getting pushed down. He pulls out the CZ. He's hoping to hold his ground, buy time. Gets flashed and misses his shot, though, and now it's back to even.
Spermy looking for another way to get back into the site. 2, almost connecting onto that one. Just a little bit too late to hit the actual shot. Still gets a spot, still gets some intel, but where the positions are going to be established here. 30 seconds remaining for RMU, and they're still very detached as well. They need to get together to go for this execute. They cut the bomb on its own, and Reality's looking to throw a bit of a fake down here towards the B side. It's worked as well. It's definitely drawn the attention of at least Toy and Versace. And now it's just Spermy. Oh, he's given the angle as well. Takes down Food. Now they're going to be able to move in. This is a great play from the RMU roster, as now they got a plant going for themselves. Toy able to take down the Lurker, bringing it into a 2v2, but I think it's too far gone.
They think it's B.
Do they really? Wow,
yeah, they do. They had no idea. They thought that it was B. Now they've realized what's happened, and now it's a little bit too late. There is a kit on Toy, sure, but so much time has been burned just dealing with that one flank that was at B. Again, it's a solid fake, and even if the fake wouldn't have been great, it was a flanking opportunity to come through a different angle and really mess with Baruch. So well-constructed ground from RMU in the 3 versus 3. Can always be risky to send a player off on his own in a 3-on-3. If the fake doesn't wind up working out, or if he gets caught and he dies fast, then all of a sudden your team's in a disadvantage and you're disjointed, right? You're spread out really thin. But in that situation, it worked out well. And RMU put a second round on the board.
Finally, after Baruch really took control of the early game, the Eagles find a way, put their feet on the ground here and look for a victory. Even better, it's also brought Baruch down to a pretty polarizing point of their economy. We can see that they're pretty much immediately going to call for an eco here instead of buying into it and rely on those 2 saved guns to try and win the round for them.
And despite the fact there was a 5-round winning streak from Baruch, the last couple of rounds they had only survived with 2 players, so a lot of rebuying took place, and you see the repercussions of that. RMU better off right now, and they're getting some great entries into this B-bomb side. It's clean. They're going to get this bomb planted soon.
4-shot, just going fishing. Oh, there we go. Catches himself a big one there, knocking out AWOL. Just catches him walking right up. Sadly, it's only 1 kill they've been able to put together at this point. Toy has found an AK, but he's very much positioned outside of the site. Doesn't really seem too keen on going for the retake at this point in time, especially with Lennox having such a forward position over here by Graffiti. Able to put a quick stop to this. Unic Meister trying to win out the fight, and he actually might do it, but no. Lennox definitely takes the win there, and that will seal the deal in terms of the save from Baruch. 4-shot going to try his best to keep Toy alive, but Toy, more than anything, just looking to keep this AK rolling going into the next round.
Yeah, trying to see what damage they can do here. But yeah, now Toy is looking to keep that AK in his carry over to the next round. Again, money was very low for them. We'll be able to get a full buy in this next round, though, including an AWP for 4-shot. They can even go for double op again if they want to, which they've been prone to do. They get a second op on food and just have an op in each site. That has been something they've liked to do, but I think that they want to make sure they have utility, so food will just take the M4 this time around. Versace buying the XM. This is interesting. You don't really see that outside of Nuke, or maybe like drop-down room on Cobblestone. You see shotguns sometimes, but to see that overpass, definitely a little bit different.
A little bit more of an innovation. And we saw him using it in the last map too, but as you had mentioned, it makes a lot more sense there because of how much more close quarters it is. This map, there's only really a few positions where it can be useful. Yeah,
like connector and short B pipe, and if you play up close on Monster, I guess, like it definitely has limited viability on overpass. A lot of long angles on this map. But we'll see. It definitely can print money, I'll tell you that, if you get some kills with it. Big bonus for getting kills with the shotgun.
RMU are lined up for a fast-paced execute into the A-bomb site, though, but they're going to have to hold it off for a moment because of the smoke at the edge. 4-shot's attention is going to be drawn to that, though. He knows something's up. RMU have a slight way to get in. Oh, 4-shot's going to be caught in the open, too. He's in a really bad position right now, just immediately gets knocked out. Another player sitting back down here at the entrance of the A site is not going to be able to put anything else together besides his opening kill on Spermy. And again, Baruch just not expecting the appropriate hit, so they're going to try to rotate back up on top here, but this is going to be rough as Versace's already been killed on flank. There's the boost up from Toy. That does surprise, gives them an opening kill, but it's still 2v3. They got a lot more work to do to get back in, and already a good portion of time has gone away from the bomb. AWOL already stopping food as well. Just Toy left in this engagement now, 1v3, and he immediately gets knocked out by AWOL. A massive round from him on the 4K. Starts it off with the entries, and he cleans up the rotators as well to put RMU just 1 round away from tying this up at 5-5.
Yeah, really well done there. Again, this is something that we didn't see from RMU on Nuke. We're seeing a lot better coordinated attacks with effective utility usage. That's something they seem to really struggle with on Nuke, but that was a really well done take on the A-bomb site. Good flashes to catch 4-shot in awkward space, clearing out their angles with Molotovs, blocking rotations with smokes where needed. And now they have Baruch back onto a save again. A really good shot at tying this up, and this is a really good position to be in. T-side overpass to have it 5-5. You can sneak in a couple of more rounds. All of a sudden, you've gotten everything you've wanted out of this half. So for a map like this.
So for RMU, I think it's going to be a repeat of pretty much the same exact thing. The only difference being, though, is that they don't have anyone downstairs lurking whatsoever. Can't actually remember if they had that last round or not. But regardless, Baruch are broken this time anyway, so they're not going to be putting up much of a threat against them because they're just on upgraded pistols across the board there for Baruch. One player even up here towards A that could see this. He's already lost 40 HP and is about to run into an engagement, with Lennox there. So down he'll go. And RMU have a free walk into A. It's pretty much a free round as well, as they're going to tie this up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those rounds where if you're Baruch, you kind of have to gamble to have any chance to win, and unfortunately for them, they chose the wrong site. But again, no harm, no foul. They'll just look and see what exits they might be able to get and then be able to buy back into the next round. As they are approaching max loss bonus, not quite there yet, but again, still plenty of money to buy in the next round. RMU, I think it's more about just trying to hold on to these guns because there are a couple of players that are still a little bit strained for cash. Spermy and Linux are low on money, so having a situation where you don't have to rebuy, you get to build your bank for the rest of the half, it's really important to do that. But Versace sneaking his way in. Yeah. He was being very optimistic about that. But the kills are coming RMU's way, no problem. And there you go, it's a tie game.
RMU going to be able to clean things up there nice and easily. Meister ending up being the only one that survives the fight. And now we are tied, but it does take us into another gun round. Baruch have one more chance to stop this comeback and keep their lead under their own control before RMU takes it away and starts moving ahead.
Indeed, it is a single op setup again here from Baruch. It is going to be 4-shot. Rather than taking an A or connector, which is more common, he actually will be moving it towards short B, but those Molotovs will stop any short B push from Baruch. Really well done by RMU as they spill out into Monster into this B-bomb site.
The opening looking good, however, Food going to try to put a stop to this. He puts himself inside of the pit. He's locked here, though. They've got a two-man push coming out against him. He's found one. He actually gets them both down, leaving only Reality in this fight. Sneaks around Food, but Meister working his way out from CT. Does secure the round. Baruch stop it. Just before we do see the Eagles push ahead, but they've got plenty of money. They've been on a streak of their own, so they're coming right back in with another buy.
Yeah, I was about to get ready to praise RMU for another great execute, and it was. I mean, they used Molotovs really well to stop, Baruch from being able to get short B control. It means they could focus their efforts just on players inside the site. That they took care to cover barrels and just everything else, but Food just makes a big play inside the pit there. 3 kills on the round, gets Baruch right back into the lead. Gets a bit of a reset going, but they need to worry about getting a reset. That's the big problem. They will be really low on money here if they do not convert this round, and RMU's chasing after it really well. Already have an entry. They're getting into what is kind of an empty A bouncer. There's one long A, and it's 4-shot with the AWP, but he's got to wait for support to rotate in.
Oh, nice find from 4-shot, though. Goes right up from the flower box and takes down A-Wall. That's their A defender, long gone. Baruch are actually not looking too healthy here on the A side if we do see RMU following it up. The only advantage they have is the numbers advantage, but their flanks are what could really save them here, especially if the A defenders end up falling. They can go for a retake amazingly quickly. RMU is actually going to take a step back here, try to analyze things.
Yeah, there's a little bit of time, and they're probably trying to make sure they pick up on any type of flank that will be coming through connector or through fountain. If you get that kill, B all of a sudden becomes a vulnerability, and then Baruch has to rotate players off A to cover B. So that's what they're looking to find, but good discipline here from Toy, I think that is, over towards short B, who is not overextending. He's just kind of holding an angle, waiting for them to maybe transition through connector to B. So he's got B covered. The only thing he's worried about is maybe they come monster long B.
It's a bit overcommitted, though. Positionally, he's knocked out again as a result of that. He's down to 17 HP because it took him so long to fall back. Molly goes onto the ground. Ooh. There we go, though. Swinging back out for a quick pickup. Can't find any more than that. Welsh is going to take him out, but because he threw the Molly down, it is going to buy more time. But Reality walks right in. Thankfully, Food's there, prepped with his gun. That's going to leave Welshie alone. Toy will stop him from escaping. And Baruch win out another one now, leading again at 7-5.
Yeah, again, that's just discipline from Baruch to not overextend. They had the advantage. They had Toy covering B for them. And so they could just kind of hold their ground at A and not give anything away to RMU. 4-shot with a big kill up close with the AWP. I thought he was done for in that corner, but he gets a kill, and then really RMU loses kind of to the clock, really. They didn't have time to respond to those picks. And now, again, they're going for that B push. They're, again, putting that Molotov down to stop any short B presence from Baruch to control it for themselves with ease. But this is one of those rounds where they are a little bit lacking in firepower. 3 players on pistols. They're going to go for a gimmick here, try to get a little bit of a boost going. They haven't done this yet, so it could catch Baruch off guard. But no one's in the correct positions to be caught by it.
Overall ready to move out here, but Versace stands in their way, as does Food. Versace's out of M4 ammo, but he can still do some work coming off on the up there. And even though the trade ends up taking down Toy at the end of the day as well, on entry, Food survives, and Meister moves into the site to quickly shut things down and put Baruch at a guaranteed leading position at the end of this half.
And RMU looks really frustrated right now. I just saw them on stage. Their in-game leader getting a little bit frustrated with this team there because you could hear someone screaming, "I'm not ready," as they were maybe calling for some type of execute. Maybe some people just weren't on the same page yet or just couldn't go because utility was in their face, but they tried to force it anyway, and it cost them the round. It's now 8-5 in favor of Baruch. But RMU, they do get the opening pick into this round. They get 4-shot down. That's the op off the board. That's been giving them a lot of problems, but Meister sneaking through the smoke. He evens it back up and then takes the advantage.
Nice double kill at the beginning, and even better, survives it, at least temporarily.
How?
Keeps dodging around this smoke. Look,
What is
back
this?
into it, back out again. The flashbang bought him an extra second or two there, too. Wastes so much time. And look, now someone else is here to wreak havoc here. Food's going to move back in. AWOL at least catches the flank from Toy, but because Toy has seen them going back down to T-spawn, it's going to cause a rotate for the 2 remaining guys on Baruch.
Yeah, 2v2, but at least Baruch know what's going on, and AWOL is very low on HP, so he's a little bit more of a soft target to finish off. It just takes a bullet anywhere to stamp him out the round. And he might just get caught now. Versace keeps trying to spread out. He does eventually get him, and now it's a 1v1, equal health, bomb being planted. Yeah, he's pretty far out.
Thankfully, he moves very quickly to get into position to start the retake. He's already going to be able to make his way outside of the connector. He should have been able to potentially hear that movement, too, depending on how close he was.
He's got a smoke and incendiary as well, and a kit. So he's got time. He can block the bomb. He can even flame a flush a player out this incendiary. Oh, he knows.
He knows
That's a
where
good
he is.
one.
Yeah, like I said, he heard him. However, it's playing in a very good position, and Welshie gets the jump up. RMU hold on. A great clutch coming out from Welshie. Puts a 6th on the board as we get ready to head into the final round of the half.
That's a really good read from Welshie, by the way, to check for that jump up. And the mind games of a 1v1, sometimes you let things like that kind of slip in your mind, but he's definitely aware and gets the 6th round from RMU. Really well handled in a 2v2 from the Eagles. And so now it's the last round of the half. And again, RMU's already done well this half. 6 rounds T-side, that's great. But if they can get a 7th, man, that would really set them up nicely.
Welshie knocking out Food early on. There's a counter flash that comes back in, though. It's going to blind out Reality, allow 4Shot to pick up the kill. Reassurance is going to come back in from the connector, though, and allow for him to get knocked back down to the ground. And with 4Shot dead, they have no further defense set up towards A. Toy, though, walking back in, but doesn't realize Lennox went for the top position. He's going to be able to take out Toy. And now just Versace and Unikmeister are left standing, who preemptively rotated.
Yeah, just 2 left now for Baruch. RMU looking to maybe get another round in here, get the half as close as possible. Again, this team was down 5-1 at one point in this half. But once they got their money back in order, they've won 5 out of the last 8 rounds and now are just really closing that gap. And they have a 4-on-2 in this round. It's looking quite nice for them. Still a good amount of time. They will be transitioning that bomb back around towards B. Versace and Unikmeister both playing together more towards A, but Versace has now rotated into the heaven position. Just kind of spotting the cross.
RMU are going to have a pretty easy walk in, though, because they do dodge Versace for the most part. He's just holding a very edge of the line angle there. Spermy is eventually going to be able to knock him out with no trades coming in there, sadly. Unikmeister's already been predicted as well. Tries to pop his smoke out the window, and Nate is going to go right past his face, though, and AWOL takes him down. Bringing RMU back into the fight right at the end of the half. It's neck and neck, ladies and gentlemen, 7-8. With Baruch having the lead, but they could very easily lose it here at the start of the second half.
Yeah, again, I mean, this is one of those situations where, yeah, pistol's always important to establish your economy and to try to either, close distance or, take a bigger lead. But at an 8-7, it's not as stressful. Like, if you lose it, you're still really within range. So at least you've kind of getting that out of your head a little bit. Whereas if it was like 10-5 or something like that and you lose pistol, then it's looking really grim for you. So there's that to think about. And again, I mean, the other thing to think about here is Baruch already has the first map, right? So if you're RMU, the pressure's on. You know that it's your last chance to stay in the series and have a chance at, taking the trophy away from them and denying that two-peat. We'll get into the pistol now. Baruch flips over to the offense. They're setting up a couple players here towards connector with the bomb. One player outside B. Food will lead the charge. We have a little bit of aggression on the A side of the map here from Reality. So you will get a lot of information from this and even a headshot, but it is traded.
Pretty much immediately traded back out there. So keeps both teams strong at 4 players standing. Baruch are very split up, though. They've kept the bomb way back over here towards the fountain. They still have a lurker looking to lean in towards the B site, too. But the good news is the 2-man team that's looking to actually execute onto A has got a whole lot of defense set up there, and only 2 defending it. So Welshie is going to be able to stop their efforts to push back inside pretty quickly. Baruch now just kind of rushing back down to B to look for a bit of a trade-up to execute here. But the problem is RMU have already read this. They're down here. So they have to rely on just their pistol prowess alone to get into this site. They're not going to numbers advantage, but they get it pretty quickly as soon as they get into the site. Welshie sneaking off 1 kill. He's going to try to dive in from heaven or look for the kill against the player wrapping around the pole. Even so, has to back away and look for another route in, as he just can't connect on either of those kills. Now he's going to move in. Positions have completely changed. He's given a separate 1v1, but 4Shot pushes back in from construction to end it out. And Baruch take the lead again at the start of the half.
I feel like RMU missed an opportunity. They had a player at Barrels who actually didn't get checked, so he had the jump on Baruch as they were coming to the site, but he just missed his shots. Gave Baruch a chance to respond. And in that reaction, they get the kills they need to push this to 9-7. And RMU, they will not elect to force buy here. They will just go P250s, no armor. So no CZs, only one Deagle out. Again, no armor, so being very conservative in this second round. They want to get their economy established quicker, which means Baruch will have an easier time taking this round. But it also means that RMU's first buy will be a lot stronger. Okay.
Nicely found, though. 2 pickups from him. The problem is he needs to ace it with this. He has found an upgrade. It's a Galil, though. So
yeah, I mean,
take that for what it is.
I like the Galil, but, I mean, I know it's definitely not what you want to have necessarily. But Food's already cleared the B bomb site. He'll get the bomb plant. Actually, he's worried that perhaps he slipped in the short B already. He's waiting for his teammates to get there to support him to make sure he can get the bomb down. Now he can.
They've jump spotted him, too, so they know he's there. They obviously should have heard him opening the door a moment ago as well. He's been found out now. It's just the process of eliminating him. And they surround him from about 3 different directions. Baruch now in double digits and 6 rounds away from taking control of this series and being crowned the champions of this season.
And that means Robert Morris cannot afford to let them have too hot of a start in this half. Remember, they were down 5-1 thanks to Baruch having a great start in the first half. If you allow that to happen again, you have to play that comeback effort. And how much gas do you have in the tank? How much stamina do you have to keep doing that? But again, this round, it's kind of a wash. They're waiting to buy the next round. So 11-7 is very likely, but we'll see what they can do. They do have a stack at B going on. This could work out for them if it doesn't get checked. And they already had the first kill as well. This is looking quite good.
A lot of pickups coming in here right now. Oh, AWOL sneaking another frag for RMU as well. But Toy's going to try to recover this. He's got the headshot angle, but he can't pick it up.
Wow.
Lennox finishes off the surprise there as RMU find another round for themselves. Keeping the scoreline very winnable at 8-10 as long as they can keep that secure now and bring it back. Baruch is also going to have to just scrap together a bye here.
That is getting around early. Like RMU was obviously trying to win that round. You're always trying to win, but that's a round that you don't really expect them to win unless you gamble right and you get the right stack and someone falls into your trap, and Baruch definitely did. But there is a chance for Baruch to immediately reset the Eagles here. Both teams' economies are in very vulnerable positions right now. We'll see what will happen as Unickmeister does lead the charge with 2 big entries.
Nicely done, trying to get Baruch back onto their feet as quickly as possible here and keep RMU out of the fight. Spermy, though, still causing some problems from heaven. He's just picked off Food, and he's got great angles onto about 2 or 3 other players if he gets aggressive here. That's the key part, though. He needs to actually get out, take a risk. Right now, RMU are holding back, waiting for something to come their way. And that's not necessarily going to happen here. Reality, the first to push back out, finds himself a great kill against Versace. Even to do a bit of a double take, but still finds it. Now just clear out the rest of the site. They've got pit control back. Unickmeister makes a push, though, and steals some of that away from them. However, doesn't realize their control over by Toxic and brings things down to a 2v2. The last players alive, however, on Baruch, still have control of construction. The smoke's gone in. Reality's going to try to force a 10-second defuse. That is not going to happen. Baruch win out another one, keep their lead going strong, and reset the losing bonus on the Eagles.
Yeah, that's rough. 3 of their players are so low on funds right now. Linux and Welshie are around the 5K range, sure, but there's just not enough money to go around elsewhere. So you will see Linux get a CZ armor. I think he maybe drop the CZ to someone else. Spermy gets armor. Welshie gets CZ armor and a couple of flashes. So they get a little bit of something going here, but really next round's where they're going to be really investing. But remember, they won a crazy round last round with a bye just like this one. So, and I mean, it's the CZs, dude. Like, I'll just leave it at that. I'm done. I'm done.
Sache doesn't realize there's a second player sitting inside. Reality, almost messing that one up. Doesn't end up picking up the kill, so allows for a trade to happen inside a connector here. Toy's going to get surprised on as well by AWOL as he's pushed in for water control. Still finds his frag, though. His Baruch are just taking this round very slowly, very carefully, so as not to lose too many players and not to have another surprise thrown at them once they execute.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't want to rush into a site and, again, run into a stack and, fall prey to the mousetrap. They want to make sure that they kind of take this a little bit more carefully, be a little bit more thorough in their approach. As, Reality does have an AK now, but no armor behind it. He'd love, I mean, it'd be great if he could have gotten it to someone who did have armor far away. And now Toy's even gotten the AK down, and it's just the dominoes falling right now for RMU. Just Linux left with the CZ against Ford. Gets a kill, but probably not much more than that, you'd imagine. Okay, maybe not.
Should be a pretty easy test, though, for Toy to move in. And there we go. Knocks it out. It's another round for Baruch, up to 12 now. But after that eco, RMU are coming back in with the heat. They've got the buy for them once again. However, they still have to sacrifice it a little bit here. Apparently, it wasn't ready enough yet for 4M4, as they do have it up in there for Spermy and an MP9 for AWOL as well.
And the funds still weren't quite there for a really good full buy, but at least they had the AWP for Welshi, and there's a couple of rifles on the board. AWOL will try to hone in his inner fur with the MP9. See if he can find something with it. Meanwhile, Baruch again taking things cautiously. Toy just kind of playing out alone towards short B.
And overall, Baruch once again taking a slow approach to this round.
Here's the thing, if Baruch wins this, the money for the Eagles is just going to be really, they're going to have to full save next round, no question. That means Baruch will get 14 for free, and then that's when you're really running out of rounds if you're RMU. So they need to figure out a way to make this buy work.
Even worse for RMU right now is look at their utility. They do not have a whole lot left over at this point. Only
so going for a retake is going to be really rough. And yeah, you can't even really stop a rush. You don't really have the incendiaries or flashes to slow down a team.
Thankfully, both those smokes are still up towards A. So they will more than likely end up being useful for the retake if what we're seeing now is going to end up coming to pass. And they go, Food striking first, knocking out Welsh after the fact too, but AWOL surprises and gets 2, maybe 3. No, 4-shot stops it, and they've got Spermy in the sight. He could maybe try to win this out in the 1v3 situation as he has a very advanced position and they don't realize it, but the bomb is going to evacuate, quickly trying to wrap its way through connector and get up to A where there should be a safe plant.
He's all alone, though. If Spermy would have been in the right place, he could have maybe stopped the bomb from transitioning, but he's not able to. He's just behind him. And maybe, his teammate's still a little bit in front. If he can run fast enough, he might be able to stop it, but he slows down. There you go. So now he can plant bank side even. And yeah, Spermy's not going to be able to do much here. We're just trying to win the 1v2. He's got a kit, gives him a little bit extra time, and a Molotov to maybe flush someone out of position.
Plant just barely made it in as well. They really had to make sure they timed that properly, as that only went onto the ground with about a second or two in excess. Spermy, though, lurking back in. Ooh, gives himself away. Almost had the kill dead to rights, but doesn't even realize Unikmeister, or excuse me, 4-shot sitting in the corner. Unikmeister is going to be the one that gets the kill, however. And Baruch go up to 13. As you said before, it does break RMU, puts them in a very bad situation economically. So they cannot afford to buy beyond the 2K mark. It's just going to be CZ purchases from them to try and somehow stay in this matchup, look for a way to survive and fight in the next round. Otherwise, Baruch will put themselves just 2 away from victory in the title.
They're going to get one last chance next round, basically, to try to fight their way back into this championship series. So this is the save. Unless they can steal a round away with CZs again. They did do it before. They are pushing aggressively together, and AWOL does have the opening pick right now. The response from the AKs is pretty good from Food and Unikmeister, so it seems like it's going to be stamped out.
It's a cleanup right now. Lennox again showing up with 1 kill on that CZ, and now has to hold off in the corner. Try to stop these Ts from pushing it A, but there's too many of them for him to handle, and Unikmeister just manages it all on his own. Another 4K from him. Baruch 2 rounds away now, and the Eagles potentially coming up with their last full buy of the entire matchup.
Yes, indeed. This is the last chance saloon from Robert Morris out of Chicago, Illinois. Will they be denied again? They lost the finals of AVGL just a few weeks ago in a grueling best-of-5 that went all 5 out, so they just barely lost to York. Now they're in another finals here against Baruch, the former champions last year of CSL. Will they be denied again, or can they make this buy work out, and can they start that climb back into the game? They have the AWP on Welshi. He's scoping around A, hunting for an early pick, hoping for something to come his way.
This is the push for Sache. Ooh, 4-shot as well, finding entries there. It's not looking good for RMU, with both Welshi and Reality going down pretty much right at the start of the round here. But Baruch don't immediately follow it up by trying to take the site. They do give the RMU roster a little bit more time to position. This is a bit of a trap, though. As you can see, 4-shot still having the angle from long. He is looking for an opportunity for an opening kill. Almost got it as well, but I think Spermy realized the plan and rotated the other direction instead so as not to fall into that trap.
Yeah, that's just like one of those things why this game is such a game of timing. Like, they had a bait set up established at long A where the Opera Welshie was going to take the first action. Then there was a player up close with the rifle who would get the kill. But Welshie diverts his attention towards bathrooms for just a brief moment, and the rifler gets caught up close. Now it's a bad time. But Spermy leading a push through middle with the teammate, trying to even the numbers, and he takes the advantage for his team. And it's just working out nicely from RMU. They quickly turn the tides back in their favor.
4Shot left alone now. 1v2. Even has to go back to recover the bomb. 4Shot's going to speed this up a little bit too, because he's going to have Lennox on him here in a second. However, the bomb is free to pick back up, or at least he thinks it is. Might be overthinking this a little bit too much by going into the bathrooms for the check, as like I said before, still has a lot to worry about. He does not have time to analyze the situation. He really needs to just go for this. The problem is, though, he's going to blindly rush up to the site because he didn't leave himself enough time to actually check A on going back to it. Lennox is going to pretty easily knock him out there.
So that is the first of many rounds needed from RMU to get back into this. And here's the other problem, Blue. If you lose this round and get reset again, you have no money to go against Baruch when they're on championship point. So while they did win a round and you established, you know, that first step forward towards coming back in, you could just have the door slammed right in your face if you lose this round in a big, big way. They are not out of the woods yet by any stretch of the imagination. They do post up 3 players inside the B-bomb sites. Has some vision on middle here with Welshie's at AWP, I believe. But it's just going to be a big, long A push. And is Welshie going to expect this so fast? This is a very rapid movement from Baruch, who have been patient most of this half.
I also have a lot of emphasis on watching down towards bathrooms right now, but Toy,
he could be a problem.
He can cause some issues, especially if he goes in late. However, Welshie holding well back over here at semi. There's a lot more players that are going to move in too. However, it doesn't account for the fact that someone can push him from the other side. Toy now dives in. He's already killed Lennox, who was trying to hold construction. And Food, rather aggressive, but he pushes forward for another kill against Reality. Spermy, though, has been allowed to push back up from the bank, and he's going to strike almost immediately, knocking out Versace. And Spermy looking for more. His nade also taking out Food too. AWOL now rushing up to the site. We have someone inside of the bathrooms, but it seems like they haven't really accounted for the push coming in from Spermy. Toy picks up the kill. AWOL, again, not realizing the control they have there, but Toy's going to close it out. And Baruch get up to map and series point at 15-9.
They are just one round away from taking the lion's share of a $30,000 prize pool. It's $10K for first place, and it will be their second year in a row hoisting the trophy in the CSL. If they just find one more round, and boy, do they have a great chance to do it given the bye that RMU has to work with. Is this all going to be over now, or can RMU somehow dig deep with the low bye and find a way to keep this one going?
Unic Meister rolling right in. Great flash in the opener too, but they're going to have a chance to recover from it regardless. Both the B players immediately put down onto the ground. RMU left with 3 standing. They need to try and find a way to get back into this to fight and stay alive. But if not, Baruch will be your champions for 2 years running now. Toy already finding Welshie. Down goes Reality. And it's just AWOL left in the fight. He's close to it as well. Food with the flip around gets the finalizing kill. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. 16-9 is our final score in the last map. And Baruch are your champions for this season of the CSL in Counter-Strike.
And indeed, they are. The two-peat does come out from Baruch. The experienced players, the high firepower, it does shine through. RMU, though, can walk away proud that they've placed second in both college leagues in North America and CSGO. So they definitely are a strong team. And they've progressively gotten better every year, working their way further and further with deeper and deeper runs and still walking with some good money. So, you know, hats off to RMU. We're going to celebrate Baruch in a moment as they get ready to hoist a trophy and talk with Sue. But again, a great tournament run from RMU nonetheless.
Yeah, sadly, RMU very close to bringing things back on Nuke. That was seemingly what they needed here. It seems like they took a gamble on taking it over to Nuke to be able to take control of that first map, and for Overpass, sadly, just lost the momentum far too quickly. Never really being able to put their feet onto the ground except for a few key rounds. After that, once we got towards the end of it, Baruch really taking control of things quickly at the end and being able to shut it down, take a swift 2-0, and of course, be the repeat champions for this season of the CSL.
Yeah, and again, a lot of those players are graduating from Baruch, so they were kind of an OP lineup, to be honest, when you think about the experience where their players had from playing in, like, you know, some of the higher-end semi-pro leagues and all that, but they're losing a lot of those players, and so now maybe that makes room for some of these other universities to start climbing back in. But again, Baruch, you know, hats off to them for some of their seniors that they get another championship. That's 2 now for them.
Absolutely, and we'll just have to see how Baruch will look to rebuild their roster going into the next year. As far as RMU is concerned, that might be a sigh of relief for them, as maybe they can come back next year and try to shut things down.
Yesterday was really scary. They almost didn't even make it to this stage today. It's 2 16-14 games, and that's why they won all 3 maps. They looked a little bit shaky against UCLA yesterday, but They did eventually get the win, which is what matters most, and today they looked a lot sharper. Definitely seemed to be a lot more on point, a lot better coordination. They were also a lot more patient today. They didn't overextend. They had a lot more discipline today. It felt like they really kind of just sat back and made sure they took care to maybe not just kind of do anything too crazy. But that's enough from us. We have Sue on the stage with the winning team from Baruch. So Smix, take it away.
Thank you very much, Dust. Congratulations, Toy. Not only is this trophy yours, but you guys are also back-to-back CSL champions. That has to feel pretty damn amazing. Tell us, what does it mean for you and the team?
Feels amazing. It got really close, but in the end, we pulled through.
Well, yesterday when I was talking to Udigmeister about the series yesterday, which was a lot closer, he mentioned that it became close because there were a few moments that you guys were tilting. Today was a completely different story. It was a 2-0, so what was different today?
Well, today we were well prepared. We were warmed up from yesterday, so we felt pretty good.
Well, as I just mentioned, you guys are back-to-back champions. Do we have a chance of seeing a possible three-peat for next year?
It's possible. Maybe you'll see half of us back. You'll never know.
All right, I know last but not least, there's a lot of people here. I know that you guys have personal friends and supporters in the audience as well. Do you have anything to say to them?
Big shout-outs to Ben and Yuyan in the crowd over there. And shout-outs to Kev, our captain. That's it.
All right, well, congratulations again, Toy, and give it up once again for your CSL champions. It is Baruch.
You have it once again, folks. Your champions for this season of the CSL in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and that does indeed bring our broadcast here to the day for a close. It's been quite the road indeed, but at the end of the day, Baruch shows us once again that they are the strongest competitors, and they will be able to take control of the league for a second year in a row.
Yeah, indeed. Just fantastic play from all them. Guys who have played in the pros or played semi-pro, guys like Toy, Food, 4Shot, coming together on what is a stacked lineup out of Baruch, able to get a title again. And some of their seniors, they get to get a second title before they graduate. So I'm sure that feels nice. And for, again, RMU, hats off to them. 2 second-place finishes between AVGL and CSL. And it's definitely still a strong team to keep an eye on in the future. It's a great program they're building over there for esports.
And of course, we do want to give a shout out to our sponsors that helped make this event possible. Juice Battery specifically making this event possible. Big shout out as well to Twitch Student for supporting this organization throughout the past 3 years. And also a shout out to our peripheral partners, both with Zowie for providing the monitors for this event, and iBuyPower for helping us to provide the PC. And guys, if you are into some of the other games that we do have up for grabs at the CSL, Overwatch, Hearthstone, Quake, Champions, and others as well, there's going to be a summer league running in between the semesters. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, you can go ahead over to cstarleague.com to find out more information on that. But once again, folks, that's going to do it for myself and Dust today. We hope you guys have enjoyed the stream, and we'll catch you next time at CSL.